Ahoy-hoy everyone, welcome back to The Shelves Have Eyes. I'm Phantom, and today we'll be continuing with the Aerialbots with Fireflight. I feel like I've gone on ad nauseum about this in every one of the last 3 Superion videos, but I know nothing about Fireflight. I don't know how. I have no information about him that differentiates him from any other Aerialbot. He looks good. I'm going to assume that this is another arm. I'm going to assume. No, it doesn't say. It doesn't say anything on here about what he is, but I'm going to assume that he's the other arm, just because of the fact that this is the slingshot mold with minor recolors and retooling, which was fine. I liked that, but once again, I feel like this is going to be the exact same thing, just with slightly different colors. So looking at the packaging, it is very attractive. He is a very good likeness for this bit of art that they've created. And I like the fact that the Aerialbots so far, all of them, have had a very crisp, square G1 look to their faces. And it continues here with Fireflight. I mean, I guess that makes sense considering the original toys had the teeny tiny square peg heads to lock into Scramble City combiner torsos and, by extension, Scramble City bases like Metroplex and Trypticon. But it's nice. It looks very nice, very clean, very crisp. So this says he is number 4 of 5 to make Superion, and he transforms in 17 steps. Here we have another part of the mural of the primes at the Well of Allspark. So here we have Solus, Alchemist. Who's that again? Micronus? Yes, Micronus Prime. An image of Superion on the opposite side, nothing on the top and nothing on the bottom. So here we have an image of what Fireflight will look like. And I was absolutely correct. He is just a retool, recolor of Slingshot because he has the really awful hidden arm pieces. The way that this arm is designed, when you're looking at the figure with his arms down straight on, you can't tell that his lower arm is beveled like this to fit into the overall transformation of the jet. And also, I mean, he has Slingshot's guns for some strange reason. Did they all originally share weaponry? I honestly, I'd never owned the original G1 Superion gift set, nor really any of the original Aerialbots, with the exception of maybe I think I had Slingshot, and obviously I had Silverbolt, but I think I had Slingshot. That makes sense. But yeah, it looks okay. I mean, Slingshot is currently attached to Superion from the last video, so I'm not going to detach him just to confirm this. But there you go. So let's open this up and take a look at what we've got. So right off the bat, once again, some additional steps are needed to make him robot mode ready right out of the box. He did come with the figure, these guns, which look identical to the guns that Slingshot had, and instructions. So just like Slingshot, just going to slip those back, bring his nose cone forward, and then give him his guns. I'll put them in his hands this time, rather than his forearms like last time. So here is Fireflight in his robot mode, looking essentially identical to Slingshot. Nothing really different about this figure. The colors are different. Maybe some of the tooling in his chest is slightly different, while still accommodating the slots needed to fit the tabs into to get him onto Superion's frame. Everything I said about Slingshot is exactly the same here. He has ankle tilts, he has full range of articulation, his feet are enormous, just like Slingshot. I mean, he doesn't even need a chair. He can just sit by himself. He's so weighted that he can just adopt a sitting position and just sit there. But, I mean, that is what this is as a figure. I'm not going into anything that we have not already talked about in previous videos, which actually makes me just think that the last Aerialbot Skydive is just going to be a retool of Air Raid, which he is. I mean, this is, let's not make any bones about this. These are all going to be retools. Once they've made two, they just needed to make slightly different copies of those two to make the arms. The only one that is truly unique in the Aerialbots, or really any of these combiner frame systems, is the central component, which in this case is Silverbolt. So, I mean, I don't think I really need to go super in-depth about this. This is Fireflight. He has the exact same problems as Slingshot did. I do think that it's an attractive-looking toy, though. It's just a shame about these hands. Look at that. That's like GoBot level of attention to detail. But yeah, he looks fine. He looks fine. He poses fine. You can do cartwheels if you wanted. Yeah, that's it. It's exactly the same. Exactly the same as Slingshot. All right, so how about we transform him into his jet mode and see if we can detect any differences, shall we? So here is Fireflight in his jet mode, and as I said before, it looks shockingly similar to Slingshot. It is very smooth. I do really like it. I think that it is not as successful as Slingshot simply because the fact that certain parts are colored white instead of this majority red just singles out those pieces as being part of the transformation. So, I mean, that's really the only thing that I would say. I mean, like I said before, all of my comments about Slingshot are true for this toy as well. On the whole, I don't really think I prefer this toy over Slingshot. Alt mode wise, I don't think it's as attractive. It seems very perfunctory, let's just say. I mean, the fact that the wings are clasped here at the hinge, all in white and then all in red, I mean, it just doesn't look good. The entire wing would be white. The entire wing would be white. Parts of this would be white as well, or silver, not just uniformly red with this gray stripe. As I said before, this part kind of like points a huge flaming arrow at these parts saying, this is part of the robot mode. So, yeah, there's that as well. Also, just a minor note, paint applications on this seem very sloppy. See, look at the red on this. That's red paint on this piece of plastic, and it does not match the color nor quality of the red plastic the rest of this body is molded in. And it's just minor things like that. This paint isn't great. The paint applications here on his torso really aren't great. Some of the paint apps here are a little sloppy on his arms. And in general, any place here that has silver paint is going to be prone to scratching or rubbing off. So, I mean, aside from transforming it into the limb of Superion, I really don't think I'm going to do much with this in robot or vehicle mode after that. So maybe it's for the best that I really not touch this a lot, because I am really afraid that the paint is going to start either flaking or rubbing off or getting scratched. So quality, let's just say that. Quality-wise, I'm not really sold on the quality of the plastic paint that they used. But yeah, on the whole, this is okay. I don't like its silhouette as much as I liked Slingshot. The robot mode is exactly the same, so this really is not a win for me. This is just what it is because I need to make Superion. That's really all I've got to say about that. So here we are at the end with battle-ready Fireflight. Not Firefly, Fireflight. We're essentially right back where we started. It's the same thing as Slingshot. Let me just... This is the Firefly toy from Combiner Wars. For copyright reasons, they had lost the copyright to the name Fireflight at the time of Combiner Wars. So they just doubled down by naming him, having him share a name with the G.I. Joe Cobra Saboteur. Firefly, rather. Wow, look at this character. It's amazing that the Combiner Wars figures are just so flimsy, right? I mean, look how solid this is. Anyway, yeah, clearly mistakes were made here. This is not... I know I harp on this with every single time I do a comparison of Combiner Wars to this Age of the Primes, but, like, this is especially egregious. I mean, Hasbro was taking a Rob Liefeld kind of approach to the superhero physique for the Combiner Wars characters. Because look at how teeny tiny his waist is. Not even his waist. His crotch is teeny tiny. And he has such broad arms that it is ridiculous. It's not approaching ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And once again, no attempt is made to hide his Combiner cube part. Why does he have a mouse plate? Why does he have a face plate? That doesn't make any sense. Why would he even do that? I don't even think he had that in the comic that they're basing this off. But yeah, this is not a good representation of anything, let alone the character. Here, and get back to what we were talking about, which is this Firefly. So I don't have anything else really to say. I mean, it's in for a penny, in for a pound. You've already bought, let's say, the first 3 Aerialbots, so Hasbro kind of knows, you know what? You're going to buy the last 2 Aerialbots. Regardless if you like the mold or not, you're going to buy them. Because you need to make Superion at this point. You already have the frame, you already have 2 pieces. So of course you're going to buy it. I mean, what are you going to do? Use your stunticons as the arms? Which theoretically you could do. I mean, I think I have all. No, I mean, I have all the limbs for the Legacy Stunticons, but I still do not have Motormaster. I'm really chomping at the bit for a re-release of Legacy Motormaster because he is the only component I'm missing, and I really don't want the G2 paint color scheme collection, even though it would probably be cheaper than finding a Motormaster on the secondary market. I just don't like those colors. I really just do not like those colors at all. And, I mean, I already have all of the Stunticons. So, in any case, this has been, it's okay. It's overall, it's a disappointment, I would say. It's a disappointment simply because it's exactly the same thing as Slingshot. And I wasn't particularly impressed with that toy in robot mode. And I'm not particularly impressed with this toy in robot mode. I'm even less impressed by the jet mode of this toy. This is not a great toy in my estimation compared to the other 3 Aerialbots that we have already done. Hopefully this is an extraordinarily short video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for taking the time out to watch this video. And if you enjoyed this video and you enjoy this kind of content, please consider liking the video, commenting, or sharing it, and subscribing to the channel so you know when the next video drops. We only have 1 more Transformer left for Superion, and then don't know what I'll do next. How about I just start with the Age of the Primes? I'll just start with the 13 immediately after this is done. Thank you very much, everyone who has subscribed already to the channel and has watched all of my meandering nonsense on all of my Transformers videos. Thank you very much for putting up with my nonsense. And thank you very much for helping this channel grow so exponentially over the last 28 days. I really love Transformers, and I love talking Transformers, and I love playing with Transformers, and I like talking about playing with Transformers. So, please feel free to send me a message or comment on a video. I answer every single comment. Just about. There have been a couple that I just don't even know what they're talking about, so I don't know how I would have responded to them. But in any case, thank you very much to all of you lovely viewers out there. I have been Phantom, This has been The Shelves Have Eyes. Have a good day, y'all.
Transform!